Okay. So when I first found Christine, I was really, really frustrated and burnt out. I had started a website on my own for my business. I was working full time. I'm a mother, a wife. So I put a lot of work into the business, and I started to get kind of going into that procrastination. Only I would sit to write the content because I wrote regular content for my blog and my website. I'd sit for hours, so 4 or 5 hours, and I wouldn't get anything done. I'd erase it and start over. And a long pattern of that, of course, the leads on my website started to dwindle and things started to not look good for my business. So I knew that if I continued in this pattern, that my dreams and my business wouldn't be there anymore. So I started looking into what have people who are successful at what I do done that I haven't, and getting a coach or a mentor was the thing that I hadn't done yet. So I started a search, and I'd actually been searching for probably a couple months before I found Christine, because I found a lot of ones that were not related to my niche, but finding somebody that had that horse understanding was really important. So when I came across your information, and I listened to your audio series, something in me just knew that this was what I needed to do next. And although I had that certainty, there was also the fear of being able to afford it, because my husband had his hours cut and his pay cut, and I just didn't know how I'd afford it. I was also very, very busy, and I thought, I don't know how I'll fit this into my schedule either, but I just knew it had to be done. It was kind of like, do it or let your dreams die, and I wasn't about to let that happen. So, yeah, I'm very thankful. Still get a little emotional thinking about where I'm at now in comparison to what is
Oh, you're breaking up just a little bit.
And I learned so much. I didn't even know that it was self-doubt. Okay. Is that better?
You broke
Might be my internet.
Yep. Now you're back. So
okay.
I think where we lost you was you said you were getting a little emotional thinking about it.
Yeah, just how far I've come and everything that I've been able to accomplish since our time together. And it hasn't been, I wouldn't say effortless, but it's definitely back to where I was before. It's the creativity is back, my passion is back. And that was something that I was afraid I wouldn't see again. So, and I didn't know it had to do with self-doubt at the time when I first, started working with you. And just within our first few calls, when I really realized that that's really what it was the fear and the doubt, it shocked me, because I really didn't think that was it. I thought maybe I was just burnt out. I worked too hard. But when you really started having me work on that, and the tools and the strategies that you gave me just really helped me move forward. Since then, because when I first started working with you, I had goals to either do webinars, which videos are still a little hard for me, but the audio series that I completed within our time together. And I think since our time together, I launched a new membership on my website. This week I launched my second business that I wasn't sure if that's what I was going to do. So it's just been great. And then even in my personal life, I think when you start working on your business life, it just radiates throughout. So I adopted that Mustang. I made a lot of progress with my other horse. So it just really started resonating and just filling my entire life once I started seeing what the root of the problem was.
Amazing. And you're on camera. I'm
on camera. When you emailed that to me, I thought, oh, I don't know about that. But I thought, well, it's an appropriate webinar for getting over fear. So let's go for it.
That's true. And you look fantastic. Like, you're very composed. You're very articulate. Doesn't she look awesome, everybody? Like, she sounds great.
Thank you so much. And even listening to you tonight, when you talked about your intuition and doing it anyway, that really is something that I just focus on. Is I go by what my intuition tells me to do, and then I follow through on it. And videos is actually something that I've been working on myself more on, because I think that's kind of the next step. As much as I love to write, having some video in there I think is a good thing. So that's kind of my next step. And, but for me, for my business and my dreams, I feel like working with you really, really made a really big difference. And, you know, I do very similar to what you do with business owners, only with horse owners. When they can't pinpoint that, a lot of times they don't know what's going wrong with their horse's health, because I'm a natural horse consultant, so horse health consultant. And a lot of times people don't know like what's going wrong. And that's where my natural ability seems to come in, as I seem to be really good at pinpointing that and the horsemanship. And so launching the services that I did, I already had online programs available, but doing the one-on-one really has been a lot of fun, and something that I don't know, again, fear-based wise, I don't know if I would have done that had I not worked with you. So it's been great.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about, I can tell everyone that, you know, I share a passion for horses, and a lot of my work as a business owner has been helping farms market their businesses. And so I'm not only a horse lover, but I've also, you know, spent a lot of time on the business side. And so I can tell you that Angie has a very natural gift and intuition and calling to work with horses and their owners and help them improve, you know, their health and their relationship. And it's super, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It's super powerful to witness and to hear about. So Angie, I'd love for you to tell everyone a little bit about what you do, and it's also this new business that you've just launched, and how they can find you.
Well, I go into detail in the story of my mare Pokey. I was told by 3 different vets that I should euthanize her. And that was about 5 years ago. And she was my first horse, my childhood horse. So I'm very, very close to her. And I just didn't feel it was her time. And I was already in the natural horse alternative therapy industry. And I really started looking heavily into it because I thought it's not her time yet. So again, reaching out to kind of mentors of my time then, I found her answers. And what I started to learn was there was so much that we're not taught, or that we don't know, that we're doing unintentionally to horses that makes them unhealthy, that starts the issues like my mare was having. So obviously 5 years later, she's still here with me. I didn't listen to those recommendations. I've been able to ride her. I was told she would never be able to ride again. And I don't ride her on long periods, but I do take her on trail rides, and I can still ride her, and she's still here. So she was the inspiration of it. But I approach each client differently, because the situations can be so different depending on whether it's sometimes with horses, since they're kind of like a mirror to us, sometimes it is very emotional for the owner, and there's more going on for the owner than there is for the horse. So each one I approach a little different, but I go into more detail in the audio series that I feel you inspired me to get finished. And over at equineessentialwellness.com, they can find that audio series there and get more detailed information. It also goes into maybe starting to pinpoint where those troubles are coming from, and more information on how I began to look at that. So they can find that there. And then my Equine Pro Solutions site, I'm still really launching and getting going, but it's helping horse business owners to create websites and generate content, because I seem to be really comfortable with creating content. And I've had a lot of people reach out and be like, you know, I don't think I can do that. And if with the steps that I was taught, it, like you were saying, you create a habit, and it really becomes simple over time. But I felt like back when I first started Equine Essential Wellness, that was something else I was supposed to do. And it wasn't until now that I felt able to do that. So that site is equineprosolutions.com. But that one's still kind of in the works as far as audio series and that sort of thing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Angie. And
thank you for having me on.
Very inspiring. I appreciate you being here. And I look forward to hearing more as you continue to grow and expand.
Yes. Thank you so much.